something like that.
Scott and Brian could hear me downstairs.
And then she, it's about 2008, 9. She recorded. I said, good Lord, I'm like a freight train. I was, well, no, that's you. So,
Oh, goodness.
And I noticed that was in the afternoon. Computer terminal. The next thing I know, I'm kind of doing this all the time.
Yeah. Well, I was going to Morristown. My mother was in.
The Swamp Summit. He's a member of that group.
Who do you go to?
1, 2, 3.
Okay, yeah.
And he got me an appointment at Deer Sleep Center. It was like night and day difference.
Oh, yeah. Within a week.
Because I was getting up in
Within
the
a
middle
week.
of the night.
Me too. I was getting up
I
about
thought
5
it
or
was
6
just a radio
times.
restaurant.
Yeah, me
Oh, it
too.
was.
We're doing
Yeah,
that.
me too. Me
I
too.
put that tune on about
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
But
I
I
was
do
going.
notice
I
I'm
was
not
driving
more-
back and forth to
some
Morristown
throat
a lot,
irritation.
and I'd come to a red light, and I'm thinking I could just close my eyes 2 minutes while I'm at this red light. Is it time?
I hear
can't-
noises. Yeah,
Is it time?
pretty close. Another 30 seconds or something.
Okay.
I guess we have a light crowd in there.
Yeah, we do.
Right.
Yeah. Call the November the 21st, 2013 meeting of the Farragut Municipal Planning Commission to order. Citizens Forum, do we have anyone who has any questions or comments that aren't related to any of the items on the agenda tonight? In that case, we'll move along. Item number 4, discussion and public hearing on amendment to the Farragut Municipal Code, Title 14, Chapter 5, Stormwater Ordinance to replace the existing stormwater ordinance. I've got a request to withdraw this for the time being. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item number 3, discussion and public hearing on a request for access to Sonia Drive. Approval of the minutes. October the 17th, 2013 minutes. Do we have any additions or corrections?
Move for approval.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I have to abstain because I wasn't here.
Okay, thank you. Item number 3, discussion and public hearing on a request for access to Sonia Drive associated with the re-subdivision plat involving the property at 11225 Sonia Drive, Don Finley, applicant.
I'll just give a brief overview of what's being requested here. I'm sure everybody's familiar with Sonia Drive. This section is kind of on the west end, and the property owner at this address is wanting to take their existing house lot and subdivide it into 2 lots. And what's on the screen there is what they're proposing. Of course, their existing house is on the east side. Their actual existing driveway, let me see if I can show you the aerial image. Come in, actually extends across. I don't know if it shows up very well here, but it
Yeah, it shows up better on this
comes
side.
across kind of over like that. So what they're wanting to do is take out the existing access. Let me go back to the previous slide that we were looking at. They want to move their existing access to the what would be the west side of their new house lot, and then create that additional lot to the west with the proposed new access on the west side of that lot. The reason this is before you is because that section of Sonia Drive is classified as a local collector street, and it gets, a lot of traffic. People from the subdivisions, Stonecrest, Farragut View, even Woodland Trace further to the west, all come onto Sonia going toward North Campbell Station Road. And any access or modifications to existing accesses onto collector streets have to go through the Planning Commission, and you all make a recommendation to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. In this particular request, since we have someone that's actually wanting to create an additional lot and an additional access, what the staff is actually recommending is that as part of their subdivision plat, that they create a joint permanent access easement in the middle portion. Let me pull this up a little bit. Where that black little rectangle is, roughly in that area, kind of centered between the two, what would be two side property lines. This is similar to what we have done in other cases like this. This is out at South Hobbs Road. Some of y'all may remember when this was done. South Hobbs is a collector street. We required them to have a joint access onto that street. It's just good planning and engineering practice. We realize, you know, that there's obviously a lot of existing accesses along Sonia Drive. This is probably not going to make a huge difference, but our professional recommendation is to, you know, recommend that they have that access centered in the property between those two side property lines. Regardless of where the accesses go, they will need a variance from the 200-foot distance requirement because there's a number, as you can see, a number of existing accesses on both sides of the road. But by centering the access in that rectangular area, you do lessen the degree and scope of variance that you would be needing for this access. So that's kind of the background to that. Richard LeMay is here. He's the surveyor, and I'm sure he can answer any other questions you may have. If anybody have any questions of me on that? Or
Richard, do you have, tell
I
us
do.
who you are?
I appreciate the opportunity. I'm representing the applicant here. We don't like the idea, be it good engineering planning or not, to have a joint access easement. Both these lots will have 100 feet of frontage on Sonia Drive, which is sort of typical of the lots along there. And my client would like the ability, since at this point he's going to be marketing that vacant lot. He really don't want to be restricted, or does not want to restrict the buyer of that lot to a particular design or a particular access location. I believe the way, if Mark can put that overhead back up there, well, this may show it here adequately. The one driveway we're proposing to move to the lot to the east matches up almost directly across from the existing driveway on the other side of the street. So that one, and that's where they're recommending the drive go anyway. So that's where we're fine with that one.
the one you're talking about?
Right. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
But the one that's on the vacant lot, there are no driveways directly across from it. And as Mark said, we've got to get a variance to the distance anyway, and I think it's virtually the same no matter where we are with that driveway on that lot. There's nothing directly across the street to create an offset intersection. And we would just like the ability to access based on the house design rather than predetermining that with a driveway location.
Richard, one of the things that I've kind of noticed, and I got to confess that I haven't been on Sonia Drive in the last week or so, and I'm trying to remember, but generally it seems like that the topography there is going uphill as you're moving from west to east. Is that correct?
That's correct. There is sight distance though.
Typical construction design when you're doing a driveway, now this is, you can throw it all out if you're doing a basement garage.
Right.
But typically I would thought that you would want the garage on the uphill side. And that's, for
That very
instance,
well may be the case.
and so I guess it seems like to me that you're already going to be right along that shared property line unless they do